I get more excited every time I play that. It's really juvenile of me. Anyway, hello. This is 15 Minutes or Less with me, James, and with me, as always, is Amy. Say hi, Amy.
Hi.
Paris Stu. Say hi, Paris Stu.
Hi, Paris Stu.
And you are?
Amy. Gosh, I don't even get an intro.
Amy Blaker, everybody. So yeah, welcome. If you've not seen us before, thank you very much for joining us. If you're watching us on YouTube, LinkedIn, or having a listen anywhere else, thank you, because there's like a million other things you could be doing that's probably better than this. So we have 15 minutes to talk about a particular subject, and we are on the letter E this week. So as I mentioned in our last episode, everybody, this week we are talking about extraterrestrials. And
Yay.
the clock starts now. 15 minutes. Here we go.
They don't exist.
Oh, well, that's a very good place to start, Paris.
No.
Do. Okay, well, I was going to ask, do people believe in extraterrestrials? Do you know what extraterrestrials are? Shall we start with what that is?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so it basically is aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, it's aliens. It's a hypothetical or fictional being from outer space, otherwise referred to as aliens. Do we believe in extraterrestrials? I believe.
I'm on the fence.
You're on the fence? Okay.
I don't think believe is the right word, because it's about probability, right?
Mm,
I would say 65%. I would say they exist.
65%, Paris Stu thinks, yeah.
I'd say I'm probably the same as you, actually. 65%.
So you've got a solid believer, a 50-50, 65-65.
I'm interested as to why you're a solid
Yeah.
believer.
Because they're real.
Yeah, okay. Great.
Looking forward to your evidence. Yeah.
Well,
That's it for the podcast this week.
and that's it. Thank you very much. No, I'm joking.
You
That's
just
not really.
need to believe.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's something that's of huge interest to everyone around the world. Anyone that's ever lived, is there life out there beyond?
Big question.
Yeah, big question, massive question. And obviously, NASA and all the other international space agencies are constantly looking for signs of life outside our world. They've been doing stuff on Mars, looking for microorganisms or evidence of historical microorganisms and whether they've lived in riverbeds that once dried up. No conclusive evidence.
I was going to say, I was like looking, searching. These are all very good words, but where are we going with this? Have you got anything that you can say? Yes,
I don't work there, but they might be sitting on something for all I know.
I was hoping you're going to tell us all.
No, unfortunately, I don't. As much as I'd like to claim I do, I don't know everything. And obviously the SETI as well, which is those massive satellites, which are just like listening to space, listening for electromagnetic interstellar communications. A lot of people don't like that, though. They think it's a waste of time and money. And I would judge by the silence here.
I don't think it's a waste of time and money.
No, I think it's interesting, actually. It'd be good to know. What
Speak into your microphone.
I know, sorry. This is such a bad habit of mine, sorry.
Amy Blaker.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be interesting to know if there is anything out there, but they haven't found anything yet. So then it does conclude as a big waste of time and money, maybe.
I think if they gave themselves a deadline, like, okay, we'll give it until 2025. If we don't hear anything, we'll just call it quits.
Interesting. But it's about mathematical probability, as Paris quite rightly pointed out at the beginning of this. So
It may take a lot of time.
it may take forever. And
Yeah.
then when we hear something...
But I would say it's worth it, because it gets very philosophical, because why we exist, it gets very existential.
Yeah.
We have to search for it.
I really liked... was it an episode? Do any of you watch South Park? Or have you ever watched South Park?
Yeah.
They once had an episode where they talked about our planet being a reality TV show and all the animals and all
I
the
thought
different-
you were going to talk about the Alien episode, which was in the early series.
No, but of course that's a very good one, because if you think about extraterrestrials, if I say, okay, describe to me what an alien looks like.
Big eyes, bald head, skinny arms and body,
Grey looking.
green
Small.
or grey, yeah.
Yeah, and that all sort of generally stems from the alien autopsy video,
Yeah.
which it's actually kind of really odd. So I met the guy who released that video
Really?
a few years ago.
Oh.
He's a guy called Ray Santilli. And Ray Santilli, if you don't know this, just look it up. I mean, the story is pretty famous. But he leaked a video in the mid-90s of what was allegedly an alien autopsy at an American military base of what looked like, a medical exam of a dead alien being. And it was the small grey thing with the big eyes.
How he get the footage?
Well, that's what's very interesting, Paris, because he claims that he has the real footage, but the footage that we've all seen, the video that was, because it's never been independently verified. Mm-hmm. So, without that, everyone's, well, it's a hoax. Obviously, it's a hoax, it's conspiracy, it's rubbish. He claims he has the real video, or the real footage, the original footage, but the video that was put out was a recreation of that footage.
What was the point in that?
Well, no, it seems stupid, doesn't it?
Yeah, to say that it's a hoax.
Yeah.
That makes sense, kind of. If there is actually a real video, I would say government would do that. This is like getting very...
Yeah, I know.
Soon we're going to be talking about the Illuminati. Great.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Did you believe him when he said that?
No.
But you do believe in aliens.
I do, yeah, and I think that's the thing, isn't it? Because people want to believe in aliens, so as soon as they see something like that, they want to believe.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, the word extraterrestrial hasn't really been in use for much at all. It's not really been since about the 1950s, 1960s. It actually came into existence in common knowledge, and a lot of that comes from science fiction, and obviously our space flight and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, there's. I don't know if anyone has anything they'd like to add specifically about extraterrestrials, or maybe you've had a brush with aliens yourselves.
Well, funny you should mention this, James.
Oh, what's going on now? Amy White's got something to tell us. Here we go.
I was reading a little bit of information online about...
Sorry, do go on.
about studies into people that have actually been... that they've had... from university studies, basically, where they've spoken to students or people that have potentially had contact with aliens, but it's come out in things like hypnosis study. And apparently 7 of these people through this hypnosis study had revealed, without them realising, that they had been like taken in by aliens and abducted and experimented on everything.
But that's not credible, is it? Because you can't produce false memory.
Well, I know. Well, this is the thing. This is what's weird. But because James was asking whether you've had an experience or not, another study had said as well that if you are someone who has been visited by an alien or abducted, you're one of those people to more likely suffer with sleep paralysis. I've suffered with sleep paralysis.
Therefore, you've had a brush with extraterrestrials.
Possibly.
Wow.
It did feel a little bit like that.
50 minutes or less where you get all the spooky stories. Cool. I felt like Amy Blake was perhaps going to pipe up with an alien story there.
No, I wasn't actually, but I'm really interested by things like that because I've seen so many like episodes of paranormal programs where it's like people have been abducted or they're convinced that they've been abducted. So I don't know, that's really interesting to say that it's in hypnosis.
Yeah, that it comes out.
Yeah, because I think there's so many people, I don't know if they're just doing it for money or what they're doing it for, but there's so many stories about people that have been abducted, and then there's like some evidence in one of the ones I saw in a BuzzFeed video. The woman that actually got abducted had something like put up in her nose, and when she had an x-ray it was still in her nose. Then next time she went back she claimed that she'd been abducted again by aliens and they'd removed it and it had gone, and there was like all damage in her nose from where that had happened. Like, how do you explain things like that when it actually gets, like, you're physically harmed by something?
That's horrendous.
I mean, aliens could be among us right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of what the conspiracies are. I mean, that's
what the reptiles or something.
Yeah, the lizard people.
That's it.
I
the
love
lizard
that
people.
conspiracy.
The David Icke fans out there. Yeah. So there's obviously...
Well, in Scientology, they said that's the reason why we are here. Alien puts us here.
But all of Scientology is based off of a sci-fi writer.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
That's another theory. The other theory is this is a simulation, and the simulation hasn't revealed the aliens yet.
Are you
it's
sure
in
that's
the
not
next
a Black
episode.
Mirror episode that you've seen?
The simulation one. No, that's a very popular theory
Wow.
that they. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. There's a new Men in Black movie coming out this summer, and obviously the whole thing with Men in Black is like aliens do live and walk amongst us, and I love that
And
stuff.
they erase the memory.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
part as well.
Yeah, and that's how you could explain how weird stuff like that happens. Like, oh yeah, you know, it's like what's deja vu? Maybe deja vu is.
What are dreams?
Ooh.
Oh.
Where do you go when you have these vivid dreams? Because sometimes, you must have felt it as well, you have a dream and you just feel like you've actually been to that place or that has really happened.
I have a dream that one day humans and extraterrestrials can live together.
Judged by the content of their character.
But actually, if we go to another planet, we'll be the extraterrestrials.
Yeah,
yeah.
If we ever survive long enough and get off this rock.
we might have to.
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
I don't mind this rock. I don't want to get off it. I'm quite happy.
I mean, even
I get seasick. I'm not going to be able to go to space.
You got to stay here.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to have to...
Give that one a miss.
Yeah, give that one a miss. Yeah. Oh, well.
Well, that's a great thing, because even if alien doesn't exist and we are the only one, which is, it's unlikely, I would say, but it makes you appreciate the planet we have and our life more, because it's so rare.
Yeah.
Unless there's multiple universes where we're all just doubled up doing this
Multiple
scenario.
simulations.
There's always that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Stephen Hawking used to famously say that we should, things like SETI and all the radio signals we're sending off from our broadcast towers and our satellites and stuff, we should stop because it kind of is creating, and this is the idea, this is why SETI exists, because they're trying to listen for those signals. It's just creating this bubble that just goes out and out and out into space of communications from this planet. And if there was at some stage in the future a situation where that was picked up, by a more advanced civilization, the idea or the concern is that they'd just destroy us. The likelihood is if they were traveling through space, which is vast, they'd come to our planet, they'd take what resources they wanted and leave us for dead. That's the argument.
Oh my goodness.
I would say if they are more technologically advanced compared to us, maybe in terms of civilization, they're more advanced as well. So they would come. Have you seen the movie Arrival? The alien in that one, they're very peaceful, and they bring.
They come to save the planet, don't
Yeah.
they? In the end, yeah.
I would like that kind of aliens. I don't want them to come.
You don't want them to be like X-Files
I don't want to
style
come
aliens.
here and took us as slave, or keep us as pets.
Well, just some interesting statistics for you. So based on observations from the Hubble Space Telescope, which is that big telescope that lives up above our planet, they believe there are between 125 and 250 billion galaxies in the observable universe. And if it's assumed that 1 out of every billion of these stars has planets supporting life, that would leave some 6.25 billion life-supporting planetary systems in the observable universe. Yeah. So the odds are pretty high that someone...
It's even... I've read something similar, that there are billions planets that are habitable for living life. But I think even that it's very... You're not thinking open enough, because we're thinking about if it has water or it has oxygen, it supports life. But what if they don't need water?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or oxygen or...
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things about looking for life in the solar system. They believe that perhaps on some of the moons of Jupiter or Saturn, I can't remember, I think it's Jupiter, there might be life under the frozen oceans. Yeah. And I mean, you watch any of the... nature documentaries, they've just recently released Our Planet on Netflix, David Attenborough narrating that. Really great, watch it. They're always talking about the deep sea stuff and how we know less about our oceans than we do about our moon. So, I mean, the types of life that could be out there actually may be beyond our comprehension right now.
They could look like a smoke or like a...
Yeah.
Could be just a wave of energy, or
they could be a ball of gas that speaks and is like, hello Parastu, I know all your thoughts and secrets. Okay, well, we've only got 60 seconds left, so in the spirit of this communication going out into the universe, that extraterrestrials and aliens are clearly going to listen to at some point because it's fantastic. It's only 15 minutes long. What's your message to the extraterrestrials, Amy White?
Come and be our friends. We are peaceful beings.
That's not true. I want to correct Amy's message. We are a combination of both. We have a duality. I'm a nice person. Come meet me. Bye.
Stay away from our planet.
Get off my lawn!
3 different messages, completely different.
And I mean, there's lots of things I could say. I could go profound, but I feel like there's been a relatively profoundness over this side of the table, kind of a quite hostile thing. What I'm going to say is, Friday nights, normally I go down the pub, we'll have a little drink. You don't know what that is. We're going to have one together. We'll talk about the universe. I'm an open guy. Maybe we can learn some stuff. I'll teach you about ale. You'll teach me about interstellar travel. It'd be great. I think that's a fair deal, right?
Yep.
No? Well, anyway, that's time. Thank you very much.
That's good timing.
Very, very good. Okay, well, that's it. That's been 15 minutes or less. So thank you very much for watching, listening to us. If you have any suggestions for any episodes you'd like us to do in future, we're just working our way through the alphabet.
Conspiracy.
But we did see.
Just like anything conspiracy related, or Illuminati maybe something.
Well, we haven't got to the letter I next.
Exactly.
There's still a few episodes to go. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back next time. So everybody, say goodbye.
Bye.